Alright, hey guys, this is a video. I couldn't find really a whole lot on removing this air intake cover on a Toyota Tacoma 4.0. This is a 2006, but I've been kind of digging into it, first time actually, so if I missed something, sorry about that. But first things first, I noticed you got to get, there's a nut here. It holds 4, see what size those are, number 8 hexes, and then you got one more nut right back there if you can see it that holds that on, and it seems like it's about ready to come off there. There's a couple of mounting brackets for some electrical harnesses. One right there, ended up breaking that. And then I removed this plug from there. I've also removed the air intake from this side because I've put in a cold air intake, which made this side a little bit easier. And then over here, I removed this bottom nut on that mounting bracket. And I removed the top nut here and the top bolt here, bolt. Removed a couple of hoses here and here, and I'm gonna see if it'll come off now, so I'll be back. Alright, so I had to end up removing the whole intake manifold here, pretty dirty, and then there's a clip back here that holds these two hoses. And what I ended up having to do was come at it from this angle, and you can get on top of that right there with the long screwdriver and just push it up underneath there and twist the screwdriver and push, and that popped it off. I'd have to say that was the most difficult part so far. So, alright, try this, pulling this off again. Be back. Found another clip back here. There's one right below it that has to come off as well, but now she's free, so. Alright, and I'm doing all this to replace my valve cover seals. Got a couple of leaks. When I get this one off, I'll add that to the video on how to replace these valve cover seals. So you gotta get this on this side, you gotta get this whole intake cover off to get to the valve seal cover. Then you have to remove your spark plug covers and all the bolts around the outer perimeter of the valve seal. And then I'm not sure what else on this side. I'll see when I get in there. Alright, now that the seal cover's off, or the air intake cover's off, we can put something in the holes for the intake because you don't want anything falling down in there, getting in the motor. My seal on my intake manifold looks pretty good, so I'm probably not going to replace it on this time. But next step is going to be getting some of these hoses off this cover. Probably getting this off. Got to take out every single one of these screws around the edge, and then the screws for the spark plug covers are right here. And then you got to take out your 3 screws underneath the spark plug covers. And then the seal kit that I ordered came with those rubber gaskets that go underneath those screws. If you order one, hopefully yours will come with that as well, and I just replace them. And when you pull these covers off, you got to be real careful. My old valve seal cover was brittle as plastic, very hard, and when I pulled it off, pieces were breaking. So if yours is brittle and you pull it off and it's breaking, make sure you get in there and pull every piece out, or find every piece, 'cause you don't want that getting in your motor. So, alright, I'll come back whenever I get some of the stuff out of the way. Alright, so got the cover off. Had to unclip all the wire harnesses that were snapped to it. And then you want to go around and clean all the seal where the gasket's going to sit. I was using brake cleaner on a rag, like a piece of cloth from a shirt. I have since switched to carb and choke cleaner because that was all I had, and it seems to work just as fine. So by spec, where these little lines are right here, they want you to put a bead of RTV sealant. I'm using the gray, and it just runs the span of that little line right there, and runs the span of that little line right there as well. Put that sealant on there, and then put the cover back on and screw it down. I looked at spec. The spec on the bolts that surround the outer edge are 84 inch-pounds, and the spec for the bolts that go the 3 in the center next to the spark plug wires are 80 inch-pounds. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I tried 80 inch-pounds on the ones on the opposite side that I've already done, and it was too much. So I just kind of tightened them down. The gasket was starting to protrude out the sides, and it was starting to crush the gasket a little bit for the screws. So I just went ahead and did it just tight. I didn't want to over tighten it or anything. Needless to say, I got the new seal in here. Let's show that to you guys. Got the new gasket in there. Nice and solid. I tried to clean this out as best I could. And the old ones, I'll show you right here. This is what was in there. These are very hard. That cracks. The seal part of it's still kind of flexible, but I'm sure that's why it started leaking. It's just getting hard. It's old. Then here's the old little screw seals, and that's for those 3 screws that come out of the top. So once I get this back together, I'll let you guys see the finished product. Alright, I'm back. Got everything going together. Got the spark plugs back in. Got the cover back on. I'm gonna clean up my air intake system before I put it all back. Alright, slowly but surely getting everything back together. Got my 4 bolts back in here. Still gotta put the nut on that, a nut on that, which are here. Put that one on. See if I can't reach this one over here. Very hard one to get to. Perfect. Good there. Go back to the other side. I gotta hook up those brackets in the back still. And then the other side, I have got to hook up a couple tubes. Then put the cold air intake system back together, and then I should be done. Alright, back on the other side here. Got bracket here. It's good to leave the bottom nut loose until you get this one in there. There's quite a bit of play on the bottom side. And then I got another bracket here. It has to go in. This is very hard to do one-handed. And then pretty much all of the connections just kind of fit back where they are. It's kind of hard to not remember where things go because they only go to certain places. Let's see here. Got one hose here that goes up high. Got one hose here, goes down low. Oh man, not even filming, not paying attention. Hose there, hose there. Gotta have a connector somewhere here. That's perfect. Put that back together. This little guy, most of these ones with the zip ties on them are little push tabs, so you have to like push the bottom 2 tabs together. This one was easier to do when I had the whole bracket off there. Clip that back in, maybe. Oh, it's back. It's already back in. Okay, perfect. And then we'll go back there and put these 2 brackets back in. Got everything clipped back into place. There's one little bracket here. Not 100% sure. I don't know if it's just a drip tray or what. Like if you spill something here, I don't know. So it doesn't get on the connectors, but it goes right down here, like so. Let's put that back together in a second. And another little tab Another little tab here. Sorry, my phone's about to die. Right there. And it looks like everything is pretty much back together on this side. I will say this. This is not a very hard thing to do, but if you have not done this before, I would definitely suggest maybe having some help from somebody that knows what they're doing. But all in all, it didn't go too bad. I got both the valve seals done. I will say this about the passenger side: if you don't have a cold air intake, there's only 3 screws that really hold this all in place. Whenever you have the whole manifold here, there's like a screw up top over here somewhere, screw in the back on the back side over there, and then there's one on the side. You can see them all when you look at the intake manifold, and I think there's videos out to show you how to remove that intake manifold. If not, you can watch how to install a cold air intake, and that should show you how to get that whole intake manifold out of there, and it's pretty simple. Other than that, once you have that out, this passenger side is very, very simple. Just removing your spark plug wires, taking a couple clips off there, and these clips right here, if you have a pair of needle nose pliers, if you just stick the needle nose plier in there, and there is a little, I don't know if you can see it very well, there's a clip on this side and a clip on that side. If you just pinch one of those clips together with the pliers, you can pull those clips right up. It's pretty simple. All in all, it wasn't that bad. So if you're gonna try this, or you've been looking for a video to show you how to do all this stuff, because I looked all over YouTube and didn't really find too much of anything for the 4.0 leader on replacing this, especially for, I think this will work on 05 up to 15. Most everything's 05 to 15, I think, on these Tacomas. But this is the V6 4.0 leader. So good luck if you try it. It's, like I said, it's not that bad. I've been working on it. It's taken me about a good portion of a day. So, well, thanks for watching. Good luck.